How's it, everybody? This story is about my father-in-law, Pops. This happened earlier this year. My father-in-law had passed away 2 years ago, and my husband has missed him tremendously. And about a week leading up to this, he was talking a lot about him. He was remembering these things that he used to say, and a lot of the times that were funny, and he was remembering his jokes and all that kind of stuff. So he had him on his mind. And so this happened the day before Father's Day of this year. And prior to that, about 2 days earlier, I had cleaned the house. And we've got hardwood floors, and they're dark, so you can see everything on them. Just for anybody who's not familiar with Hawaii, we don't wear our shoes in the house. It's disrespectful. So we don't wear our shoes or slippers or anything like that in the house. So the day before Father's Day, I got up, and Kev was up already, and he was sitting at the dining room table, and he was reading the paper. And so I had grabbed part of the paper, and I went out on the porch, and I was out there for a little while, and I came back in. And when I came back in, there was footprints on the floor. And so I look at them, and I'm like, wow, where'd the footprints come from? And Kev's like, what footprints? And I'm like, there's footprints here. And he said, oh, I don't know. He said, oh, he goes, you know what? I went out earlier. I went out on the porch earlier. And I said, well, but were you out there barefooted? And he said, no. And we keep slippers out there. So, you go outside, you put the slippers on, you come back in, you take them off. So he said, no, I had slippers on. So I said, okay, well, whatever. So I got a wet rag, and I cleaned them all up and wiped it all down. Floor was clean again. I go back outside, and I'm out there maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour. Come back into the house, and there's the footprints again. And they're in the same exact spot. But the thing about the footprints were that it was like somebody was walking, but they had that kind of a pace where it was, you saw the right, and then where the left should have been, it wasn't there. But then another right, and then where it should have been the left again, the left footprint mark wasn't there. It was only the right. And it was only the heel. And so I said, the footprints are back. And he looked, and he's like, oh, wow, I don't know. And so I was like, okay, well, I don't know. But they weren't coming from the porch. They were coming from the hallway direction out into the living room. So they were in that direction. And so I was like, okay, well, whatever. So I go and I get a wet rag again to clean it up. And I'm wiping these things up, trying to. They won't come off. So I have to go, and I have to get the scrubby thing, and I scrub them off, and it takes a little bit of elbow grease, scrub them off, wipe it all down. It's all clean again. But so I said to Kev, I'm like, who is this? Because somebody walked through the house, and we're there, and I'm starting to try and put this stuff together. I said, I say out loud to him, and I said, well, we're obviously getting visited by somebody. Who is this? And then, aloud, it's like, okay, well, it's only the right hand, the right foot. And it's not even an entire footprint. It's just the heel and the side going up. And so that's what you saw. There were no toes. So I'm trying to figure out who is this, And so I'm wondering aloud, okay, it's somebody, obviously somebody passed away, because, it's obviously a spirit visiting. So who had foot issues? Who passed away that had foot issues? And so, I told Kev, I said, okay, well, who could this be? And he's like, I don't know. I don't know. And then I think, okay, well, my mom passed away and she had foot issues, but she could put both of her feet on the ground. And my dad passed away and he also had foot issues, but he could put both of his feet on the ground. So I'm thinking somebody couldn't put their toes on the ground. And it had to have been their right foot. And then I realized it's my father-in-law, because he had developed gangrene when he was in the hospital. And when he was still able to actually walk, he could only put his heel down. He couldn't put his toes down. And it was his right foot. So that's how I knew it was him. And I told Kev, I explained the whole thing to him. And I said, this is your dad, Kev. Your dad's here. And, Pops had come. Pops had come for Kev. And Kev had been missing him, I'd see him every now and then. He'd be wiping tears, occasionally blow his nose. And I knew he was missing him so much. And so was Pops. Pops came for Kev. And it made him really happy. So that's the story about my father-in-law. Thanks for watching. Aloha.